you got to find that resolve in the chaos, and finding that resolve has been absolutely exhilarating. You know what I mean? I got a different pep in my step, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel different. And just my gift was maturating. I was starting to come into my own, understanding that I am him. I am him. And whatever that means, I'm Himothy. Perfect. Man, listen, man, it's good to be back, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's good to be back amongst the living, man. Mm. I found true resolve in the game of life. As we talked about the spiritual workout, man, I always attribute everything to sports because that's how I identify.
Gotcha.
So I live my life through the lens of sports and its analogies and the things that I learned growing through it. And I just have to equate it that way. That's the best way for me to learn, like how to go through different obstacles. Because playing team sports, you go through seasons and you have ups, downs, injuries, out. You have dreams. You start. It's kind of like a microcosm of life because you start out with the goal of winning the championship, being the last one standing. But what ends up happening is all these things get in the way. You play against another team, you get freak injuries, and then life happens, and then this happen, and then you have to find a way. You got to find that resolve in the chaos, and finding that resolve has been absolutely exhilarating. You know what I mean? I got a different pep in my step, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel different. And just my gift was maturating. I was starting to come into my own, understanding that I am him. I am him. And whatever that means, I'm Himothy. I am Himothy. I'll be honest with you. I feel Himothy-ish. In a way here, not in terms of, and like you talked about, it's funny that ironic that you talked about the spiritual workout, but just finding that place that joy resides, whether happy, sad, up or down. The goal remained the same. The process to get to the destination, to be a better father, to be a better person for my children, to be a better provider, to be a better friend. Those things that you can't see, to work on my pride, to work on my arrogance. And I just call myself Himothy. Look at the irony in that. You see, but I'm working on it though. But trying to find that balance in life, Keegan, has been extremely, it's been fun. Once I started turning, again, as I talked about my life into the analogy of sport, then I started to understand how to work it. Okay, here's in this area, I got to do this. I got to execute the play right here. Every morning, get up and execute, be excellent, no excuses. Because when you play ball, Keegan, y'all know this, when you play sports or any type of institutional learning or whatever you're doing, there's a goal you have to meet. There's excellence that's required at all times. And I got that bug of being competitive and want to be the best. Mm-hmm. So I'm grateful for that, man. How y'all doing? That soliloquy. That was a soliloquy, right? But y'all, they ain't seen me in a while though, man.
That's fact.
And here's the thing. Watch this. I haven't seen myself in a while.
That's good.
I was trapped in my flaws, in the habits that I built, because that's the real prison that you build. Because every habit that you're doing now is going to either come back to bite you or come back to give you gold.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What you do now will echo in the future. Mm-hmm. And those are the controllables that I had some good ones and I had some bad ones. But I got to learn from both of them, man. But how y'all doing, though?
Great.
Good.
How y'all doing?
Good, man.
You was talking on that junk earlier. Don't start talking soft now.
Yeah,
let's just jump right into it. Yeah, don't.
Okay, so where we going?
You was talking crap about hip hop too. I ain't gonna even go down that path.
Hold on. Did I talk crap about hip hop or did I talk crap about somebody that was rapping? There's a huge difference.
What do you think hip hop is anyway?
No, Steve. We're not gonna have that conversation again. We can go back to episode 17 for that. The notes are there. But no, there's a huge difference between hip hop and rap.
What is hip hop?
We can go back to
We can
go back to.
We gotta evolve though.
Because
we gotta evolve though.
Because you okay.
Old heads gotta evolve. You got to evolve and get to another level.
Blip, blip, blip.
The 90s ain't
Evolve
coming.
to that?
But the 90s ain't coming back though. The early 2000s ain't coming back.
Steve.
We're in a different era of music.
No, we're not. There's nothing.
Yes, we
Well,
are.
first of all, there's nothing new under the sun, and everything comes back.
There's a different sound.
Everything comes back. No,
does come back
No,
around,
it's
but
not
there's
a different sound. All they're doing right now is using the sounds that they actually created in funk.
You're a prisoner of your own generation.
And that was the 70s.
Come on,
It's
bro.
coming back.
This is why we talk
always
about
does.
happiness. Because you're stuck in a happy place. When you heard something for the first time. You heard Nas for the first time. And you're in this happy place and you can't get out. That's why we don't sell happy and we sell joy. Because stuff like this, you can't evolve and see the beauty in 21 Savage, the beauty in Future, the beauty in Don Toliver. Who? Don't you do that. Not today. Don Toliver is just one of the most gifted artists to ever grace the earth. Absolutely. Wow. It's forming for you. Listen.
Unfortunately, Unfortunately, I don't know one of his songs.
Stone me now and thank me later.
Unfortunately, I don't know one of his songs.
It's the same thing I said about Zion, but I'm not going to bring Zion up because we're not talking about Zion. I'm not going to bring him up.
It's a good thing we're not talking about Zion.
Because I will not bring Zion Williamson up and mention the fact that right now he got one of the best teams in the NBA. I'm not going to say any of that.
Is he in the MVP category?
Absolutely, he is.
Right now?
He's dominating on offense and defense, but it's not my job. And Keegan did not give me the authorization to bring this conversation up about Zion Williamson and what I've been preaching like John the Baptist did for Jesus a long time ago, just screaming and people just looking at me crazy, just calling me crazy. I'm saying, guys, listen, he's coming. I said, this guy's coming. I said, that guy is different. I know different when I see different because I am different.
There we go.
So I know when I see a kindred spirit. Himothy Talbert. I'm telling you, man. But I know when I see it, though, and I realized that, I said, man, don't nobody play basketball like him. Nobody in the world. The last person to step on the court that looked like that was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That where nobody got an answer for him. Coaches automatically concede the point. Mike Malone played the Denver Nuggets, who was second in the West. They played Zion Williamson. He got on camera and said, there's not a single player in the NBA that can guard Zion Williamson. When coaches start making admissions, they've only did that for Michael Jordan. They didn't do that for LeBron. People wasn't afraid of LeBron like that. Maybe a couple of those Miami years, but people are afraid of him. But I'm not going to say that I said any of that because it now doesn't matter. And I don't need to be right. But I'm just going to say it. I don't know how this conversation got there.
I do. Yeah. You went there because you've been holding that one in for a while.
Yeah.
That
was like a silver dollar. That was like a silver dollar. He was like,
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You got me. Because I've been getting stoned. Tim, every group chat just ignores me. They treat me like a drug addict. Like, they be like, oh, Zion again. Like, everybody treat me the same way. But, I just keep moseying along. But now I'm just watching it unfold before your eyes, and you're going to see the greatest show as I echoed it in a couple of podcasts. I think it was the Rain Pod I told you. It's happening. But listen. Injury gods, stay away.
But that was the only response you ever got.
Yes.
Was that injuries is the reasons why you cannot make those predictions right now. And the fact was he was injured over and over and over again. So from that perspective, the guys that gave you resistance, they had a point. They had a valid point.
Tim, what was in my hair? You don't have to do all that, bro. Huh? Like a lint? Like, was it giving me some flair? Like, did I give it? So you just...
He didn't wash it, did we? know it, Tim. It's okay.
I did, bro. I'm telling you, I did. I'm telling you, Tap gave me a Tappington today, too, as well. He gave me a tapping. Sometimes, listen, man, sometimes your barber can be shaky sometimes.
Yo, easy.
Not Tap. No, Tap is great. Tap's great. I'm just saying, like, boy, man, he feel like it, but Tap is one of the best.
He is.
One of the best around.
Absolutely.
One of the best around, man. But
Hall of Fame.
Absolutely Hall of Fame. And maturation process, watching Tap grow from where he was to now. Look at the growth. Yeah. Like we get to watch these things. That's why I love what we do, because we get to, show heroism in our community. Just examples.
Yeah.
Just examples. And that's what I think examples and transitioning to, kind of what we're talking about, Deion Sanders, I think the idea, going back biblically, the people, back in Samuel, what did the people want? They wanted a king, and God said, no, you don't need a king, bruh. You don't need a king. You don't need it. You got me. I already gave you this. And they got Saul. You know what I mean? So, you keep begging for something, you'll get it. And I think since that point, if you even mirror it to us watching the Deion thing, I think we got that, kind of that syndrome that we need a hero or a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King. And watching this whole Deion thing unfold has been, just a testament to that sentiment, that we need a king, that we crave for somebody to be an example when, all Deion was an example.
Yeah.
That's what he needed to be, in my estimation. The looming question is, what did you think he was going to do? That's the first part, looking at the landscape, opportunity. If somebody offered you 10 times more of your salary doing the exact same thing with everything better, what are you going to say? And if we line everybody up that criticized him, in my opinion, would they do it?
Right.
So you don't know the answer to that question because you've never been in that position.
Right.
And you may never be in that position. That's why we got to pray for it. If we do have somebody who has leadership capabilities in the spotlight, we got to pray for them versus criticize them publicly. That's the part to me that I think that the decorum has to come in play. Now, criticizing Deion publicly, what did I seen a lot of people doing? People have their opinion. I don't think it was harsh, but I think we don't ever really have inside conversations with each other.
Yeah.
We don't never just let the situation play out and see the whole picture sometimes. It's like quick reaction. So now it's like this man has probably accomplished a dream he's always wanted. But now it's like, why you didn't stay here? Why you didn't stay here? Why you didn't stay here? And here's the other side of the coin. I get that Deion did sell a dream. I get that he did sell a better future for HBCUs. That's the other side of the coin as well. I get that. I can feel that sentiment. But the harsh criticism that he's receiving, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's like that from what I've seen from people.
Did he really sell him a dream? Because he actually went and he fulfilled what he said he wanted to fulfill, which he brought.
That's true.
Main tier caliber players to HBCU.
Absolutely.
And by him being as big of a football icon that he is, how many other coaches are going to follow in his footsteps? Sometimes Moses has to start something, but Joshua might be the one that's going to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So he did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He put it in position. He started something. And let's also be clear. Did he leave the sport and stop working with these young men that absolutely needs a good mentor, a good motivator, and people that can actually give them direction? No. He's still going to be coaching the exact same sport, just a different group of boys. And I guarantee you that 80% of those young men are still going to look like him. So I think we have to look at the bigger picture. He gets the chance to make a larger footprint right now. So, yeah. It's not for an HBCU. Okay, it's not for an HBCU, but who else comes in and pick up that mantle and pick up that torch and start to the HBCU
Absolutely.
as well?
And I think somebody will because, being a leader requires you moving at the pace of God's voice and not the rumblings of the crowd.
Yeah.
Sometimes being a leader is you got to quiet that noise in your own head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's why, I started out the podcast saying I found true resolve in the game of life because I realized the obstacles, they're there and they're going to be there. And no amount of crying and no amount of self-pity and no amount of not wanting it to be there is not going to happen. You gotta make tough decisions and everybody ain't going to be happy about them. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing with this Deion situation is, from what I've seen, he looks unshakable. Unflappable. He's still going forward. And I think we need forward more than we need somebody to hold our hands, period. That's just a principle in life. I think we just need people to lead and set examples and then leave their mark right there. And we just follow the blueprint because that's what he said. He just set a blueprint.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favorite album of all time too. So Jay-Z. I ain't gonna say that.
Oh, it's hip hop.
It is hip hop.
Yeah.
So it was Future, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Whoa.
I'm just
That little
wondering-
smug. I thought it was. Don't bring Future into this, bro. Yeah, little smug look over there. But go ahead.
Well, you did when you did not mention him and Jay-Z, but that's a different conversation. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out why are we even talking about this Deion thing like it's a bad thing.
Right.
We know he wants to be an NFL coach.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
I'm just being honest. He doesn't.
I guarantee you,
He said it on 60 Minutes.
he said
He
also
said it.
wants to do. Listen, I get what he says.
Campaigning and poetry.
And governing what?
Oh, so you think he's lying?
Pros.
Oh, well, if you're saying that, then okay.
I'm not saying that he's lying. What I'm saying is people's desires change.
That's true.
So
That's true.
please tell me how you're going to be a professional athlete and dominate a position the way you did your entire career at the highest level, but only want to coach at the amateur level.
Yeah.
That doesn't equate to me. I'm not in Deion's head. I'm not going to sit here and try to impose that thinking on him, but that doesn't compute to me.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to figure out is we keep complaining about not having black coaches at the D1 level.
That part.
As a black
Now,
coach,
that
we complain
part.
about that.
That part.
We now got another one that seems to be better than his white counterparts. And we have a problem with it because we want to hold him hostage to the HBCU level. And I'm not saying the different levels, but we got to stop this. This cannibalization that we do to ourselves.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. We have to stop
And
this.
the beautiful part about what Deion is doing is now, see, he's not coming in with the okie doke, with the old bait and switch. You know, normally black coaches get the job, the excuse me, mama, the shitter job, the rebuilding job, or the coaching waiting until they get who they really want.
Well, Colorado is a rebuild.
No, but watch this though. See the difference with Deion this time, and why I believe it's a great move for him, because the transfer portal that they got right now is so many 4- and 5-star players in there ready to come play with him.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because it's influence.
That's true.
Because you
That's
know
a
what
fact.
he did now?
Yeah, that's a
He's
fact.
gained the notoriety they won't see. Watch this. He can give Colorado itching to give their money out. Oh, they got money out there. Oh, they got real money out there. So now Colorado, they going to get that notarization. They going to let Deion do whatever he want out there. Because you know what he going to do? He going to bring it back to the Cordell Stewart days.
The Eric Bieniemy days.
He going to bring it back to those days. Because listen, head coaches need to have influence. And Deion is ushering in an evolutionary way to do it. He's influenced those normal black kids that would just go to Alabama, that would just go to LSU or the SEC. They're going to come out there to Colorado because they always going to be on TV because Deion, because of what he did as an athlete, being an elite as he was, he still got that box office appeal.
No question.
And what that does is bring scouts around. And those guys know that Colorado's going to be on TV. They're going to be in the news. They're going to be somewhere to where they're getting attention.
And is that a better overall thing for the actual sport
Absolutely.
itself? Because you're going to get so much more exposure and you start to try to level out this playing field, and we don't always hear about Ohio, LSU, and Alabama. You know what I mean?
Well, the NCAA, they're not complaining. It's us who's mad about it, not the NCAA. So to your point, they love it. They love it. But can we talk about what he did give?
Absolutely.
The HBCU?
Come on.
Now, I want to give credit where credit due because my homeboy Nick and my homeboy Kat kind of put me on game with this about what he did. Like, 4-year contract. He was there 2 years. Gave half his salary back to the school to rebuild facilities. Then took out his own pocket to subsidize his coaches' salaries because they weren't making real money as assistant coaches. Then he has to buy out his contract final 2 years. So he pretty much went in the red at Jackson State. 1. 2, he bought a 7-year Under Armour deal to that school. He's gone. You still got 5 years on that particular sponsorship, right? He's given Jackson State. He put them on TV.
ESPN would have never.
No. Now we get to see what talents are there. Now they're going to put him on there again. So my point is, he not only came and did what he was going to do, like you said, Ivan, he gave. He improved. He left a footprint based on his blueprint. Now Jackson State, you go find another talent to fill those shoes and don't hold that man hostage. We can't hold him hostage. We should want other black coaches like him. We should want Eddie George to get a Power 5 contract with somebody to coach there to start bringing our black talent to black coaches at the Power 5 level. We should want that. We should celebrate it. Because here's funny about holding him hostage. Nobody walks around talking about Willie Jeffries.
Nope.
Entire career at South Carolina State. And we put kids in the NFL from South Carolina State. We don't celebrate Willie Jeffries. Coach Robinson from Grambling. We don't talk about that. No. But you want to hold this man hostage. Come on, man. We got to do better. We got to do better.
Is Deion swag?
Is it what?
Is Deion swag?
I don't know how to answer that question. I
plead the fifth.
Explain what you mean by swag.
I don't know. The guy told him he ain't swag. I mean, all he said is Deion ain't swag, and Deion made a shirt about who is swag, and I think it would say who is swag. I don't know. I just asked, was Deion swag? Yeah. Was there validity to what that guy said? Did Deion already have a plan? Was this orchestrated? Was this already? This was a career path move?
So I'll say this. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, does it actually matter?
That's my point. I have to ask the question,
though. I got to ask the question.
No, not your question. Yeah. His question was flawed.
Yeah.
His question was flawed.
Because even it's actually even better if it actually was a plan. Because when have we seen an HBCU getting national coverage on ESPN?
You don't.
You don't. He gave them notoriety and a huge contract with Under Armour.
Yeah.
Like, and then I didn't even know about the salary.
Oh yeah.
Like, he actually gave and put them in a great position. And guess what? There'll be a person there'll be a coach that'll be able to come in and fit in those footsteps and actually fit in those shoes and actually be able to take the organization to an even further level or to a better level. Ugh. Because the thing is all right, I'm Deion. See,
it sounds Disney, but I don't know.
Does it? Is it really Disney?
Yeah,
see, the thing is how many great coaches are already coaching at that level that don't get seen? Deion Sanders is going to be seen because of what I just said. Deion Sanders. He's going to be seen. Mm-hmm. He was one of the greatest players of all time. He's going to be seen.
You mean you talking about Jackson State or Colorado?
Who? No, I'm just talking about Deion
Sanders.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just talking about Deion Sanders, period. And so many coaches go unseen year after year after year, even though they've had a good program, they've done well, because at the end of the day, they don't get a chance to play in the big game. Mm-hmm. And so there's coaches that go unseen. Now they have an opportunity to still be seen. I mean, Under Armour got their money in there, so they're going to make sure they're going to get them on television.
No question.
So all I'm saying is sometimes you have to have a Moses in order for Joshua and Caleb to come in and finish that thing on.
No question.
Yeah. And we got to be and the Joshua got to be confident that he can finish the job.
Absolutely.
I think that's the part that we're talking about. Sometimes, I go back to what I talk about, where the people wanted a king and God didn't want them to have a king. Mm-hmm. And I deduce from it, and I'm not trying to be biblically, it might not be biblically sound.
You can't like the Bible, but go ahead.
But whatever.
Allegory.
But what I was saying is I think that God didn't want them to. I think we sometimes can create a false identity in somebody we're not supposed to have it in.
That's true.
You can see it in preachers and people in preachers. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, they can intercept. You always talk about this, Keegan. Sometimes preachers has already consummated the marriage. Yeah. And sometimes they don't do it on purpose. Sometimes it's just via that people are absorbing something that they shouldn't be absorbing from a man, because men are inherently flawed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We all are in any capacity, no matter if it's a capacity of a church or a home, or we're flawed in any capacity. So, I think God was trying to, we was made in the image and likeness of God, correct? Yes. So when you get somebody that's in the middle that intercepts that image, then you have a false identity of who you're looking at, and you get wrapped up in the person, and then you get disappointed when they don't do or live up to the expectations, because there's only one person that expectations never fail. It's God. We can go home.
Yep. That's it.
That's it for the night.
No, but seriously, and that's one of the biggest issues is so many people make men and women their surrogate God.
Yeah.
There is no replacement for that. Mm-hmm. He just came in and he actually did a job that was ordained by God, and then he moved on.
It was it, and I think that's us maturing as people. You know, Keegan, you and I was watching the last pod, and we always talk about your circle of influence, but it's so crucial that you got so much work to do in the circle of your influence. You really don't have time to look up. If you're looking up, you're probably not working hard enough.
Right.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And that's why I found true resolve in the game of life. That part why I said, okay, if I got time to complain, I'm definitely not doing enough because my issue isn't resolved. And if I got the health and strength to go do it, then there's something, what's going on with me?
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? It's finding those things. And I think we got to drill this thing down to sections from a micro dose and talk about, that's why we always share our experiences on here, Keegan. I always talk about it. I come back to it all the time because it's the most sacred thing ever. There's authenticity in your experience. I don't have to be nothing else. Everything I say about me and whatever, I mean, I guess somebody was calling me Himothy, but I don't know about that. But whatever they say about me, I guess I'll accept that.
Take what you said. Go ahead.
I guess they call me Himothy. I mean, I didn't mean for them to call me. I'm not supposed to be. Finding that resolve and finding that peace, man, has been extraordinary. It's been an extraordinary journey. And watching Deion and watch him continue to have those blinders up, bro, just going forward, man. And sometimes, bro, we talked about it. Sometimes you got to be in a relationship with your goals and the things that you want. You don't have to stay in it all the time. It don't have to be a lifetime relationship. But sometimes you got to say, I'm committing to you.
I remember when I was in therapy.
It's getting deep now.
I had 6 points of healing that I got from my therapist. And one of them was be okay with being misunderstood.
Come on.
Right? Because the reality is no one's going to share your vision.
Man. Yeah.
You know? And if you get caught up trying to please the people, you miss what God has in store for you, right? You'll miss your North Star, you know? And so I'm happy that he did what he did. I'm happy that it's happening for him. And then I want more to happen for him in the future as well. I've never been that kind of guy who's going to hold somebody hostage to what I think their life should be. Like who? The arrogance. That's
why I said the proverbial question is, what did you think he was going to do? Yeah. Like what in your mind thought that this is not a movie?
Think about this. If your salary is $375,000 a year, and they say I'm give you $5 million, you do the same thing
at a better place in a bigger house.
Tell me what person is going to sign up for that? Like, really? Come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we talking about?
Progress hurts. We have to get to the notion that progress is not easy.
Yeah.
Progress, there is so many muddy waters in progress, you know, trying to get to the other side. There's decisions that have to be made that doesn't please everybody.
Yeah.
That's a part of being a leader, is that everybody will not like the decisions that you make. And sometimes you got to be staunch, and that's why having a clear vision.
Yeah.
Having clear vision is important. Get who's in your life right now. Can everybody in your life, or do they have the ability to help you get through the things you need to get through, give you the space you need when you need the space, call you up, not call you out, love you, pray for you? Those are essential things that you need people to be.
Yeah. And, you know, can I get on the soapbox just for a second?
Go ahead.
Ivory soap. Go ahead.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I think I shared it with both of you. There was a post earlier this week where it was showing Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier on stage together. And there was this, they were on a talk show. It was in the 70s. And
I remember this.
He was basically, was like, hey, did you hear what he said? He called you a dog. Yada, yada.
Yes.
It's like, I didn't call him a dog.
Whoa. Define who the person was that said it.
I don't, okay, it was a TV, it was a TV host.
A white TV host.
If you're scared, say you're scared.
Yeah,
you're scared.
Absolutely.
You're definitely scared.
Absolutely.
You got all that African hair and that swoop down thing that you did with a hot comb. How did you get that down anyway?
I mean, that's, you know.
I've been looking at it the whole time. Like, it shakes every time you do it.
Say talent.
How did you get it? Did you think about like, boy, I'm about to kill him?
I'm a generational talent. That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think you've been wanting to say that though.
No, absolutely not. No, man. I eat humble pie all the time, man.
But go ahead. What's your point? You said you were going to get about.
So he was basically trying to pit them against one another. A white TV show
You
And he was
I knew you were scared. You go ahead.
And he was trying to pit them against one another. He said, "Hey, let's be friends for just the one moment, so we can get them together." He said, "Anytime that one of them try to come against us and try to split us apart, we need to bind together and make sure that we never allowed it to happen." Mm-hmm. We need to do that. Why are all the people, or the vast majority of people that actually have an opinion, are the people that actually look like him? Mm. It's really disappointing that we can see somebody get to such a level of greatness, but we want to pull them down so much because we have a relationship with struggle.
Yeah, we do. We love victimhood.
There has to be a point. Look, I think Candice Owens is an idiot, and I hope that you see this.
That's Steve's girlfriend, by the way. But go ahead.
He got the.
Hold on. You think she an idiot?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Absolutely. Don't be emotional.
However, no, I'm not being emotional.
No.
Me be emotional?
Criticize her views, calling her an idiot. Well, come on, she's not an idiot.
Have you heard her say something? Have you heard her say something that makes sense?
Criticize her views, but she's not unintelligent or an idiot.
She's not an idiot, but she is extraordinarily dangerous.
But kills everything you said before.
Really?
It really does. You should say however, or in addition to. Word.
No, because I meant it. Because you might want to be. No, you want to be friendly. I don't.
I'm not friendly, but I've been like, oh, she's an idiot.
No, and I mean that. And I won't back up off that. The reason why I say that is, just because you're educated or you have an astounding amount of knowledge doesn't mean that you're smart. What makes you smart is the decisions that you make. Intelligence and smarts are completely different things.
They are.
It's about the decisions that you make, and she makes the worst decisions that I've ever seen.
But go ahead. Hold on. What decisions? What's the worst decisions you make?
Some of the things that she will actually try to articulate,
like what?
And try to the fact that white lives matter, and actually wear a shirt and say why she feel like that.
Okay,
now
that's a good one.
Okay, so
now
she did talk about.
You got the hook because you couldn't think of nothing else. But that's why you was glad I got off of it.
The reason why I brought that up though, is she did say this, out of the mouths of everybody. Sometimes you can say something that's decent. Victimhood is a huge thing that we still have a relationship with, and we've got to come.
Can I ask you this question? Could that be her main central message, but she's
absolutely
going about it the wrong way?
I'm not. No,
I'm asking a question.
No.
Why is that not fair?
You know why?
I'm asking. People can deliver a message the wrong way.
So Steve, devil's advocate.
Does anything
I'm not
about her?
Devil's advocate.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Does anything about her lifestyle make it look or it indicate that that's? No.
Is there more than one way to fight for social justice? Does social justice have to be fought the same way that we shall overcome, moving at the same pace? There's different ways to progress. Progress doesn't always look the same way. It doesn't always speak the same language.
So do you think that what she's saying?
Oh, you calling me a coon because that's what you said with your eyes. That's what you said.
So do you think what she does and what she says and the platform that she has shows anything that looks like progress?
I don't know. And that's yet to be determined. That's yet to be determined.
Okay.
I don't know.
So up until this point.
I don't know.
No. You can make a determination.
You talk crazy about
you can make a determination. You can make a determination. Up until this point.
I'm not coming out. Let's go. I'm not going nowhere. What do you mean?
Up until this point, you can make a determination based on the. See, he said
she got the Blexi movement. What's that movement? That little Blexi movement she got. There's millions of people that follow her. That's some type of progress. It may not be the progress you want or that you think that should be, but there's people that follow her. We're talking about her.
What do the people look like, Steve?
Well,
I said progress for us. I was very specific.
It's some black people. That's why I said the Blexi, whatever that movement is. I don't know what it is.
So what do they look like?
But they black. Those black people. That's an acronym for black people. I don't know what the other thing. Let me Google it. keep talking about nothing.
So
and listen, don't try to make me seem like I'm just up here like supporting Candice Owens.
No.
We're not gonna do this.
No. You doing that.
I'm not doing that. I'm supporting the fact that I think it's a little bit, calling her an idiot. I don't think that is the move. I don't think that's right. I'm not taking away his freedom of speech. I'm not gonna remove him off like the Twitter of the deep surface. I'm not gonna cancel him. No, listen, I'm old school in that matter. I don't do the counseling thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We talk like we talk it out. That's how you do things.
And, look, the thing that she's done or the things that she says can be absolutely detrimental. And that's what I'm saying about, it's not about her level of intelligence, but it's about her level of influence and whom she's actually said this to, and who are you empowering when you actually say these things.
But I think that was Steve's point. I don't think she's an idiot. I think she's just moving something along that you don't like, that you don't agree with. That don't make her an idiot.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Steve's point was. I disagree with a lot. Of what she says. Like I'm with you on that. I disagree with that.
I do
but
think,
I don't think she's not an idiot. She's far from being an idiot.
I do think she works in agenda. I do think that she works in concert with the Republican Party. I mean, that's clear to see that she aligns with that, and so does people on the left. So a lot of people align with political parties. But, I think that we have to start looking at what are ways. There's more than one way to progress. There is. Because even friction, even somebody saying, because it moved those people. You may think she is what she is, but something moved those people to follow her to action. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the right way or the wrong way, something did.
But Steve,
so it's something that we need to address.
But Steve, pedophiles also use Kenny to get kids in trucks too. Yeah. So just be mindful of that, right?
Man, that was a man.
Be mindful of that.
Hey, man, that was a great analogy.
Just be mindful.
That was a great.
Why
analogy.
That
was a great analogy.
Man, listen, how was that a great analogy?
No, I mean it was a fact.
You were saying
basically what he was saying is it doesn't matter who your villain is. They can use something good to actually get you in there.
Like that, what's that show called? That dude be catching them on NBC? Be catching them pedophiles?
Catch a Predator? Yeah.
I never heard of that.
Wait, you never seen Catch a Predator?
No.
Bruh. Them dudes. Bruh. When that dude show up and they be like trying to lure like 13-year-old girls and little girls, like they be using different
online,
like they little boys
they be catfishing. They be catfishing.
And they show up like and be waiting for him, and the dude like from the show be sitting there waiting in the house when they get in, and the look on their face, bro, it be, oh God,
it's terrible. It's terrible.
You catching a bullet. You touch my daughter.
Yes. I'm with you.
You catching a bullet. I know how to make my peace with God.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, that's
I already made it my peace with him.
Yeah,
and it's not even on some hard stuff. It's just the sacrifice that men got to make. And I love the fact that I can give my life to something so beautiful like my daughters. Yeah, and the joy that they bring to my heart. That's been another part of me finding resolve in the game of life. Is I stopped looking outwardly and I start looking what I already had, what I already possess. How do I make that excellent? And from what I make excellent, the fruit grows. And it grows exponentially, and it doesn't stop growing. That's how Abraham was built. Obedience. He looked within himself. He knew that he was you got to give it all up for God. You know what I mean? And your gift, and that's why I say, man, I'm fully invested in my gift. Whatever that takes me, whether on camera, off camera, I'm committed to, that's me using what I have and what I am and what I didn't have to pay for is what I give back to God. Yeah. At the highest level. You know what I mean? And I'm glad about that, man. Yeah. It could have been another way. That's what my grandma used to say. The devil thought he had me. That's what we used to say. That's what the old folks used to say in church now. They did, bro. I remember those.
That's never relevant no more. It's according to you. That's never relevant.
No, but that is, though.
You sure?
Because I'm going to tell you something, bro. Having a praying grandmama, having a praying mother, those things in the black community, I know we always talk about what we need to do, but that's that grandmother that prayed, that grandmother that tarried, it's called a tarrying, all night long. Right now, I know we got over spiritualized and we so smart, we know everything now, but when all they had was prayer, that's why a lot of us sitting here today. Because they begged and pleaded with God, and he had to move. He ain't telling grandma no. I'm being honest.
Intercessions for the saints. I
don't think God can tell my grandma no. He gonna have a conversation at least with her.
So you pick and choose what you like to be relevant from the past, huh?
Because they hold great significance now, and so does doesn't
all history.
Too. The music of the '90s, Biggie, Pac, they are incredibly significant. But we also have to have the mindset to evolve past those things. Not past those. Still pay homage, but understand that there's a different game being played and appreciate the beauty and the art within that. Yeah, is it flaws? Yeah, does it sound the same? is it coming from a like Alvin said it's not pure? They using some yes music.
So you remember that episode? Wow. So he actually remembers the episode.
Like everybody don't use everybody's stuff.
We actually broke down hip hop.
Like everybody don't.
Okay,
use
cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see that you actually went back to that episode because you actually remember it. And so what I'm saying about
that was Denzel Washington before there was a Will Smith. Meaning that he had to use something. Go ahead. I just wanted to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I mean,
Tim, I don't know what to do with this guy. Go ahead. Don't look at the rain now.
No.
Nah, you trying to think of your point.
I don't need to think of a point. When I listen to the music today, it absolutely has no point. I was actually confused.
It has no point.
I was probably thinking about Travis Scott. I think I was thinking about Travis Scott.
What did he do to you?
I was thinking about 6ix9ine.
You this your second time bringing him up.
Or Migos. That's really where I was at. That's why I was confused.
You don't like the Migos?
Yeah. I mean, look. If that's
Indian,
what people
like Indian chants.
If we're gonna be honest, y'all had a song called "Can We Woo Woo Woo," but you on an ABC and 1, 2, 3 this generation.
Oh my God!
Y'all had some.
But Steve.
Every time
you'll go find one song.
I said this.
But the entire musical industry right now is about mumble rap. Like, come on, man.
Right,
not all of it, but a lot of it is.
Right.
A lot of it is.
And then have you noticed that every time he goes and finds a song, it's always an R&B song?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's been an R&B song every time. But we talking about hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
Who found the R&B song?
Yeah, can we woo woo woo?
Yeah. I was just illustrating. You're talking about mumble rap, but don't try to act like the complexity of the songs back then had us looking in the dictionary trying to figure it out. Stop it.
Really?
Stop it.
But you gonna bring up two songs that was meant for just pop.
But he brought up Migos. He only brought up Migos and another person. Don't do that. He only brought up two people too.
But they ain't the only person that do that. There's a lot of content from back in the 90s.
Black people
R&B,
divided again, y'all.
Whatever.
You see what we talking about? We talking about all this galvanizing.
Listen,
and we divided again.
I'm not telling you.
Divided again.
I didn't say that.
Hypocrites.
I didn't say that they.
I know I'm one. I don't care. I'm gonna be. Let me go. I got something to say too, man. Y'all bugging, by the way.
Look,
I'm just happy to be back.
I didn't say let's throw them away, but what I'm saying is we're not going to just make it seem like that things that actually paved the way for them. First of all, by Slick Rick being able to do what he did, it allows some guy like Designer to come in and make so much money and never actually make another record.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, it's like you want to throw away the baby and the bathwater. You can't do that. So you gotta keep what the foundation actually is.
So to his point, Steve,
okay,
we never like say you guys don't matter. You'll say that we don't matter. That's the problem. No 90s hip hop artist ever said some new age artist is not relevant. But somebody to get on TV and say someone from the 90s who was iconic doesn't matter, who is not relevant anymore. That's the problem that we have with you guys. You guys act like nothing before 2000 even existed.
And the guy you're referring to is 21 Savage, correct?
Why we can't say...
It's the guy you're not...
Sure,
it's the guy in question.
Hey, Steve,
hold on. I got a point. Go ahead.
Steve, you got a point. I don't have to make this up. It's on tape.
I'm just asking a question.
He said it.
I know he did.
50 checked them.
I know.
Snoop checked them. So I'm not going to say...
Let me say my point.
I'm not painting in colors. You know,
I ain't say you painted. I was just asking a question. I said, is the guy in question named 21 Savage?
Sure.
So that
he ain't the only one.
But that same guy...
He ain't the only one.
That same guy...
Because you said it too.
That same guy humbled himself and did a song with Nas.
Well, first of all...
Steve.
Our generation will come back and say, you know what? I misspoke.
Slow down, Steve.
He misspoke.
Slow down.
He misspoke.
Slow down. Don't act like your generation is so gracious and humble where y'all will come back and say, I made a mistake.
Are we?
Stop it, Timothy. You generational talent. Stop it. Stop it.
Those are my pronouns. Hey, we cancel.
No, you can have your own pronouns.
We can though.
You can.
Oh my God.
But like,
yo, we gonna get killed for that one.
No, Ivan, if you start looking up in the sky, we're not gonna talk about that. Because if that's what you think, don't do that.
My God.
No,
I'm gonna cut the tape off.
No. but seriously, like when it comes to the 21 Savage, what's interesting is is Nas' start was in the 90s, and he's still making music today.
Unbelievable.
Will people even know who 21 Savage is 20 years from now?
Here's the thing about Nas, man. I'm glad you brought him up. To have that level of, to be able to reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you say. In this world, King Disease 1, 2, and 3, to be able to do that at this stage in his career is absolutely miraculous.
Along with Magic.
Like Magic Johnson?
No, the album.
Oh, the album.
Come on, man.
I thought you said alone with me. I didn't know what you meant. My bad.
I'm driving 55 miles an hour, bro. Come on, catch up.
I like that. I'm a dummy. But to be able to, especially all the stuff we're talking about, you see the divide that we have with the way we listen to music, the way we interpret even things from this generation, that generation. And I think Nas is a bridge. He's a bridge builder. He's able to he's connected to two generations. And I think that's significant because he's able to communicate to young people to where they can hear what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
While, kicking that flavor and giving you kind of the things that you need to hear in the mix of the kind of the lean music and the drug music and the, all over the place. We kind of in the hippie era. It's kind of the 70s all over again.
We had that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I agree that there's nothing new under the sun, obviously. You know what I mean? But it's, it's fun to talk about and just kind of watch it unfold and watch the, evolution is not, like I said, progress and evolution. Those things those are bumpy too. Yeah. It's not just an easy ride up.
Well, I think we had our version of what you call mumble rap. We had that, we had those, gimmicky joints as well.
Like
we had the MC
Bad
Hammers.
Boys. Yeah,
we had the MC Hammers.
Yeah, we had
Vanilla
MC
Ice.
Hammer.
Yeah, Vanilla Ices.
Hey, what about what's this? Who did the lip sync? Was it Milli Vanilli?
Milli Vanilli.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that was crazy.
Well, they the ones that got caught.
Yeah,
they the ones that got caught and got exposed. But a lot of artists,
Yeah,
but MC Hammer was lit though. Nah, we're not gonna do that.
Well, no,
He was lit.
I'm not saying he wasn't a hit. Like I'm saying, guys are hits today.
No, he was lit.
What I was talking about is we wouldn't equate that to a De La Soul.
Nah.
yeah.
Right? We wouldn't equate that to a These New School or Biggie Smalls or something. We wouldn't equate him to that. He wasn't that kind of hip hop. Is his point.
Yeah, and he actually, he got a lot of backlash during the 90s too.
Cool.
But he cashed some
MC
checks.
Hammer, yeah.
But he
nobody really
But he
respected
cashed some checks though.
Oh yeah, he
cashed some
absolutely
checks.
cashed some checks.
Peak MC Hammer was something we never seen.
Yeah, he cashed
Like
some
peak
checks.
MC Hammer was almost looking eye to eye with Michael Jackson, bro. For that little peak, I don't know how long that peak was. Them baggy pants.
Yeah.
It's Hammer time, bro. Man, listen.
But think about it,
And Nelly
Steve.
came along and was
That phrase?
Nelly came along in the 2000s and was
don't.
Every time we be talking good.
I'm just saying, Nelly came along in the
MC Hammer,
in
Nelly?
2000s. He came along.
Country
in 2000s
Grandma's a
at the
classic.
same
It's a
time.
diamond.
You owe your own with that one.
Listen,
You owe
you
your
might
own
be
with
right,
that.
Ivan. Hold on, Ivan. I have to sometimes step back.
Whoa.
You be saying
Listen,
crazy stuff,
listen,
but then
man.
sometimes you might be. Listen, Country Grandma went diamond.
No, he's not talking about the success of it.
You know what you talking about?
He's talking about him being like an MC Hammer.
He's like an MC Hammer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, go listen to some of his. Go listen to some of his lyrics. Come
it's getting
on,
hot in here.
stop
You
it.
mean like it's getting hot in here? That was lit.
No, that was absolutely. You got
I don't equate him and MC Hammer though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get with you, then I jumped back off the bandwagon.
Baby, let it go.
So that's what we call that grace.
I tried to just like I'm gonna go rescue my guy. Like I'm gonna jump in the. I jumped in the fire with the dude. He started tripping like I'm like what? Let me get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
You bugging.
Down, baby. Baby, let it go. I'm just saying. Have you ever bumped that?
Hey,
Yes.
Tim, we can't air this.
Yeah,
Tim.
but-
We can't air this, man.
Nah, bro. Tim, if you cut anything, bro, you're fired.
I'm just saying.
Like Donald Trump
Oh my
fired.
God. Oh, I'm out, man. I'm out.
I'm just
I guess
saying.
that's the end right
I got
there.
a crib, man. I got a crib. No. Let's keep going. I'm just, man.
I don't know, but listen, man, you bugging though, Ivan. I can't believe you said that, bro. But man, like, listen, bro. That kind of talking about the Deion thing, man. He's going back to what were you talking about? What example did you just give us with the two? I forget, who were you talking about? You talking about two guys.
Where we talked about MC Hammer, and then we went to Nelly. You talking about prior to that?
You said something prior to that. I forgot. That was a good point, though. I forgot, though. It was deep, too.
Remember.
No, maybe it was just surface, so that's why I didn't. You see, I caught that. That's why I didn't remember it.
A hug and a smack. You gotta love them.
Hey, sometimes go ahead.
It might have been about the Nas and the 21 Savage and how.
Yes. So that's the point. Going paralleling that to the Deion situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the progress that we're talking about with Deion. Him setting the blueprint and somebody taking the role and evolving with it. It may not look like what Deion did. It may not feel the same way, but it's going to feel good for some people. Mm-hmm. And this is why, when we talk about the older generation and the younger generation, we got to learn to merge, because what happens while you talk about fatherless homes and things like that, there was a disconnect in the leadership being passed down properly and given to the younger generation, and understanding that when we pass leadership down to the younger generation, we have to embrace the world that they're going to live in, not the world that we currently have now, not the world that we did live in. And I think we have a duty and a responsibility we don't have to accept, but we have to embrace them in the world that they love and they live in, and learn their language and learn the things that they need in order to be successful on this journey called life. Because Lord knows so many things change for us. And we're talking about music. It's incredibly influential.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
why it's important to dive and know what you're listening to, know what your children are listening to, so you can be able to, if there's a conversation that needs to happen, if there's some influence there that needs to happen, if you miss something, and we all as parents miss things. So that's why, it's important for me I'm a part of the younger generation, but y'all not.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So I'm really talking to the old people.
I appreciate
I'm just being honest. I'm really talking to y'all.
People? That was old
I'm
people.
just kidding. Y'all mature. Aging. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know.
Why?
Hey, man.
I don't believe in time.
So I'll say this: getting old is a privilege.
It is.
I'm
being honest.
The alternative is what? You're pushing up flowers.
You ain't lying, bro.
So
that's facts.
So let's
Ray
get
felt
old.
like we was at the bar tonight, right?
No.
Yeah.
It don't.
It don't?
I don't feel like it.
What'd you feel like?
Feel sober.
You feel sober?
Yeah.
Were you not sober or something?
You said I feel like I was at the bar tonight.
What do you mean? I said it felt like we was at the bar tonight.
That's my point. I said no, it don't.
Oh, because you sober.
Yeah.
If you was at the bar.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the 45 miles an hour for you, so you can catch up. Because man, you slow. Man,
I'm being honest. I'm being myself now. I'm smart dumb. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a dummy at home. I don't even try. I'm just gonna be honest. If you want me to be, I'm being honest.
I hear you.
This is my happy state, though.
I got you.
I'm such a thinker. I'm such a dweller. I'm such a, I love to just learn. Sometimes I like to turn it off.
And
you always turn it off.
I just really want to. I want to piggyback off of something you said. We do have to gain an understanding of the world that our children are going to live in, because when we were in that exact same position, we had to try to get our parents and the people that were actually leading us to understand the world that we were growing up and living in. So those things are always going to be changing, and they're going to always be going through those cycles. And I mean, it's very, very clear. The Bible says, out of the mouths of babes and sucklings shall his word be established, meaning that we can actually learn something from them as well. I believe in some cases, you don't learn some of your lessons until you actually start to hear them come out of the mouth of your children.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
And it's that was a really good thing. I was just thinking about it and just pondering on it. Like, I think that unfortunately there's a level of resistance there, because you're like, well, I've already seen this amount of decades.
Yeah.
How can you show me this in a 2-year span? But that's how quickly things are changing, especially with the evolution of technology and stuff like that. So that's a really big thing.
That was your best point of the night, bro.
Actually, no, Nelly.
No, it wasn't the best. That was the one we wanted to forget.
Okay, well then go back and listen to the music.
We're gonna do a poll. Don't worry about it.
We can do the poll.
You can shake your ponytail all you want to. You can shake your little curls over there all you want to.
It's so funny because when we think about, we got
you embarrassed of us right now.
Pimp Juice.
You just sound like you the. It sound like you the little Barack Obama.
Like Jay.
You just over there sitting there looking at us like,
outside of Pimp Juice.
oh, you leave.
He meant bleak. He meant bleak. Yeah.
Outside of Pimp Juice, Tip Drill, and Hot in Here. Give me another song that you just like, yo, that was
him and Kelly Rowland.
And that was an R&B song.
Okay.
See, you change. You moving the goalposts, bro.
What I'm saying,
You moving the goalposts
Hold on.
right here. Then you
Hold on.
moving it over there.
No, hold on.
You talking crazy.
What I'm saying is, we don't have
Air Force Ones.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you Air Force One.
yeah,
I'll give you Air Force One.
That's how you know your point crazy. You just broke down and agreed.
Hold on.
He just broke down. Okay, you right, bro. I'm just talking to
But we're talking about a guy that's gone diamond, and we've got 4 songs. Look, all I'm saying is,
Bro came out in 2003.
They came out.
It's 20 years later,
What
bro.
I'm trying to tell you is, in every single era, we've had a guy that was hot, but they were hot for what? Like there was nothing great about what. Now it was St. Louis, and so that we had never really seen like that. You know, Crucial Conflicts being, you know, kind of in that same region. But we had never seen that before, and then Bone Thugs and Harmony being from Cleveland, kind of in that same region. But we had never seen that.
Guys in the
Hold on,
No.
What I'm doing is
Bones to Ohio. They're from Ohio. They're Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, Cleveland, Ohio. What I'm saying is those are all Midwestern.
I know.
And so that was something new. We had never seen the St. Louis before.
But I
Chingy
think
came right behind him. And it was like something that was real catchy, but it was nothing that was like, oh, I bumping Nelly.
Nah,
tomorrow.
Nelly got lasting power, bro.
Okay.
How many people? Nelly got lasting power,
But let's
bro.
do this. Let's catch the blessing in all this. They opened up parts of the country for artists that was not open before.
Exactly.
So he did trailblaze. No matter what you want to say,
and
he did
absolutely.
trailblaze.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we
And
got to give him credit for that.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I'm definitely giving him credit for that. I'm just saying that if you go through every era, you see how I'm just messing with the Migos and stuff like that, but they made plenty of bank.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Just like Nelly. And Nelly was at the top of the game with Jay-Z and M.
Yeah.
So he made plenty of bank. And so did MC Hammer. All I'm saying is every era has those guys.
You could have just said that. I'm being honest.
I'm just saying every era.
My goodness.
Every era
That's
has
all you
those
had to
guys.
say from the beginning.
No, I'm just saying every era has those guys.
I mean, if you would have just said that, we could have just said maybe.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to highlight them, you know. So I think
my
people
God.
forgot about Nelly, you know.
Nelly was a dog.
Yeah.
He was.
An
I
entertainer.
mean, who did Nelly have a beef with? Who was that beef with?
I don't remember that.
Nelly did have beef. I thought he had beef.
What, Chingy?
What are we doing?
What did Chingy right there? He sang right there. I like the cue when you do that right there. That's what Chingy.
Yeah.
Yo, how did that song even get across?
Okay, we just said it. Trailblazing.
Man,
Nelly
that's
Trailblaze.
crazy though. But that's how they talk up there though. That's how they talk up there.
Yeah,
So
that's their
that's
slang.
their style. Man, that's crazy, man. It's been a great podcast, bro. You know.
You want to talk
I'm
about
happy
Brittany
with
Griner?
Oh, yes. That's what you want to talk about.
I was thinking about all the current events going on right now.
Yeah, because I want to
that's
talk
all.
about Brittany Griner, but I was just thinking to myself, like, you know, I'm hungry. Just kidding.
Hey, yo, he said, I'm
Tim,
cutting you short
Get your man, Tim. Get your man, Tim. Get your man.
I'm cutting you short because nature is calling.
Yeah.
So, what do you, Ivan, what do you think about the Brittany Griner situation?
I don't have enough information about it to speak on it intelligently.
Okay. Keegan.
What I think about is great.
Yeah.
I think the people who are beefing about it are people who want to either throw shade at Biden or they
Yeah.
So okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So Brittany Griner was in prison in Russia for having a couple of vials of marijuana or THC, whatever you want to call it. She's been in prison for a while. Her, a couple other white guys, ex-Marines, is over there as well in Russia. And she got brought home in exchange for
The agent of death.
an arms dealer, you know. And folks who are up in arms about it is because, one, she got brought home before somebody else got brought home, who was Paul Whelan, who was already imprisoned over there. And they mad because Biden gave up an arms dealer, you know, for this particular trade. And I think what they're really mad about is they brought home the black girl to the white man.
Yeah.
That's what they're really mad about.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, you actually said that.
I did.
Golly.
That's what it was about, in my opinion. And here's the reality. You know, everybody who wants to talk about it from the Republican Party, Paul Whelan was in prison in Russia under Trump's presidency. Why he didn't bring her home?
I think they say he tried to. That's what I was reading something. They say he
So
tried.
his attempt is better than Biden's success? or attempts?
No, I was
That's what you wanna say?
I was just stating that.
Gotcha.
He tried.
I don't think he tried, but that's okay.
Oh no,
because I mean,
I'm just reading
all,
what he did. I don't
all
know.
that he did for Putin, he should have got more out of Putin than Biden did.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you want to go there, you know,
I ain't going nowhere.
I got you. So
I'm just,
you know, but I think it's a big thing that they brought her home. I don't care about what they gave up to bring her home. I don't care about the arms dealer. They brought home Trevor Reed, you know, months before her, white guy, ex-Marine, and they gave up a dude that was importing $100 million worth of cocaine into the country, you know. So we didn't complain about what they gave up to get him home. We're going to beef about what they gave up to get.
but the guy going back
home.
from what I'm hearing, he's going back to prison in Russia.
I doubt that.
I doubt it. I mean, I highly doubt it too. I know he's not going back to prison.
Yeah.
He hugged it. You seen him get him out the plane?
Yeah.
He hugged the,
But
he gave the guy a hug.
he had a 20-year sentence here. He only had about 6 to 7
And he's
years
an arms
left.
dealer and
Yeah.
gave him a 20-year sentence.
Yeah. And the question I have is, you want to beef about him being an arms dealer? Why don't the United
Well, we want to
Nations?
give we want to give drug dealers the death penalty.
Yeah.
Got you.
that part. But I think that, you know, I think it's a good thing that, you know, we valued her enough to make it a point to bring her home. Yeah. You know, to keep talking about it. Yes, she's a NBA star. That's pointed. Okay, I get it. You know, but I think they're mad because they brought the black woman home versus the white dude. You know?
I also think it's another way to criticize politically as well too.
No question.
I think it's always politically driven.
Yeah.
These type of conversations, and it's always sad that, you know, people's lives have to be intertwined in political bantering and all of this stuff that's going on, and there's real people affected because, you know, although I'm glad she's home, there's still Paul Whelan's family is still suffering for not having him. He still have a wife. He still got kids. He still got people. Now don't conflate the two, because two of them they're not even the same. You know, I mean, they got two different situations, two different circumstances. So, you know, we gotta, you know, whether we believe the facts they're presented or not, they're still the facts that we have.
Yeah.
And you got to know this different. But the bottom line here is favor ain't fair. No. You know, we got the favor this time. We got to walk in there and be proud. We don't always have to, you know, justify it. You know, hey, we got it this time, regardless of what happened, regardless of who didn't get it. Because it's a lot of times that we're on the receiving ends of bad news.
Yeah, no
a lot of times we walked in the
Absolutely.
bank and didn't get the home loan. How many times did red line happen? You interrupted me while God was giving me a word. But go ahead, Satan. Go ahead, Satan.
No. I was actually
I'm just kidding.
going-
I'm just bucking.
I was just actually going to agree. And part of this, I think it's just a government agenda.
I'm just saying.
It's just a government
I agree.
agenda. You know, like I don't know why Paul Wheeler's there. I don't know what his crime was. We vaguely know
Espionage.
how much
Espionage, right?
Brittany, espionage.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, espionage.
And see, they classify that differently in Russia. Excuse me, Ivan. They classify it differently in Russia. So that makes the negotiation for him different than negotiating from Brittany Griner. So that's a Russia thing, not an America thing, right? So people just went around here I don't want to curse, but want to sit here and beef about her being brought home versus him. They're two different situations.
And that begs the bigger question where we are in America. The divide. That we'll take a situation like this. This is how far we've come as people.
Yeah.
Like just everybody, not just black people, everybody.
Yeah.
Like we're arguing about a girl coming home
Yeah.
from a foreign land, regardless of what you think about her, regardless of what you feel about her views, about her being a gay woman. Let's go ahead and just say what it really is. About her not. I seen things where people say she hate America. Black people, we don't even have time to hate America.
Yeah.
We don't even have the time, bro. We be trying to just make it to the next day.
No question.
I don't care if we got money or not. We don't. So that stuff to use her freedom, and now she's still going to be in prison coming home because of this.
Yes.
Because there's a certain amount of people that don't feel she should be here.
She's defined by it now.
You know, and that's incredibly unfortunate.
It is.
Like, we got to take a look at what we're actually doing. These are people that we are putting in these political prisons, and we trap them there, and they got to live the rest of their life under the guise of this. She go out places. Oh, you hate America. And then when she respond, I told you she was a prisoner. She should have left her over there.
Yeah. And you know what, Steve, to your point, that's a great point about America and Americans. This is where we're at. We're not going to celebrate this woman coming home and getting her life and being with her family. We're going to sit here and try to throw shade at the president, talk about why she should not be here. to the point that I remember when Nancy Pelosi's husband got attacked, and they were probably making fun of what happened to him. That's where we're at in this country. Yeah. These are our political leaders making fun of a man being attacked and beaten almost to death. And people were actually looking for her, Nancy Pelosi. That's where we're at in this country. We will actually laugh about something to that effect. That's a sad place to be.
Yes.
But you want to call yourself the leader of the free world. But it's tough.
It's tough. But, I think, and with her situation, I think this is why we don't join. We make sure we defend, even when we see people out here making these type of comments, we shut it down.
Yeah.
Or we use the messaging we have now to make sure that we congratulate her on being home, and that we stand with her. Just because you stand with somebody doesn't mean you stand against the next person.
That's true.
Right.
That's a good point.
I was just going to ask, what's going on with the Cabo Six? I just kind of want to speak about that.
That girl?
Yeah. With the young lady that was she was actually from this city.
Yeah, she was.
And she was brutally beaten to death in another country.
Was her friends involved?
Friends, yeah. Well, her so-called friends.
Alleged friends. Do we know from what I previously heard that there was at least one arrest made?
Yep. She's being, they think about extraditing her.
Extradite,
yeah. Extradited back to Mexico. And they also building the case for the other guy, the guy who was there. And they want to also look at who was filming it as well. So they're going through the process of actually making the arrest.
Okay.
Yeah. It is so important to understand the temperament of the people that you're around.
Yes.
And just in life in general. I'm not even making an assumption that she didn't at all. I'm just saying it's just unfortunate situations like this happen. And you can't predict these things.
No.
I'm sure when those girls went down there, nobody thought about, hey, I'm going to do this to her. Maybe. I don't know.
Steve,
I ain't going to assume.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to assume.
I won't assume,
right.
But I have to use my smarts. And you're not going to do something like that and then have somebody film it while you're doing it as a spontaneous event.
I don't think they meant to actually go to
that far.
Place.
Yeah, I don't think they meant to go. Maybe fight her, but not go that place.
I know what you did last summer type of situation.
So, Ivan, if I wanted to beat you up, I can beat you up here.
So you saying you can beat
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's not what I said.
I'm about to say, I can just
so
get up.
You can calm down. You can stop that. Don't
I ain't
do that.
calm down. I'm just saying.
Stop that.
We already fighting anyway.
Yeah.
No, man.
So,
we stick together.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. Against the little white man, right? The Candice Owens point guard.
We sit, boss. We sit, boss. I'll be a gun line boss.
Is, if you want to beat somebody up, you can beat them up here. Right. If I'm going down there to do it, my assumption is, and this is a pure assumption, my assumption is you go there because you think you can get away with it.
Man, that's very elaborate.
It is.
That's elaborate.
And I said it was an assumption, right?
Yeah.
I concede that point, but it's my assumption.
So you think
I think
it was motive driven?
I think there was some more premeditation there because what's coming out is they was jealous of her about her success and all that. That didn't happen on the plane ride there.
I'm leaning on you. I don't know. I don't know that much about the story.
And she paid for the trip.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't become jealous of her on the plane ride there.
Oh.
That came with you.
And you think like to go that far, you think it was something already there.
It is highly. I can concede the point that they didn't mean to kill her. I can concede that part. I don't know that to be true or fact. But to sit here and say that this is all spontaneous events, that I'm not going to buy. I'm not going to buy. Because if I want to pull up, we're going to do that here. We're going to do that here. I ain't going to go to Mexico to pull up on you. That doesn't make any kind of sense to me.
And that's the tragedy that her life had to be taken like that.
Yeah.
I think out of all of us, we gotta, see that notion that out of all the fuss, like her life is being reduced to a X-Files case. A suspense novel. You know what I mean? Like people trying to figure out, trying to figure out what happened to her. Like,
and to actually, this video age is just it's
insane.
mind-boggling.
It's insane.
It's like, do you really? This isn't a movie, y'all. We're not shooting a movie. Like, they beat this girl to death.
That's my point.
And people like, oh, it just went viral. Like, what are we doing right now?
But Ivan, that's my point. You don't have that many people and somebody to film it That doesn't happen spontaneously. Now, if Steve want to beat me down outside the night, that could be a spontaneous event. But if Steve, you, and Tim beat me down outside, that's not spontaneous. Somebody came here with that thought. And there was always discussion about that. That doesn't happen spontaneously, is my point. But I'll say this. We sometimes live life like we are on social media. So just because you have 5,000 followers, and you have 5,000 friends. Not everyone is your friend. And I think we got to get better at how we scrutinize, how we assess people we put in our circle of friends, where we go with people. Now, I'm not saying that she made a mistake. I'm not trying to villainize the victim here. What I'm saying is, as a people, come back to being a little bit more measured in how you let people into your life, because you don't know how people move nowadays. And the freedom that we have to create a friend on Facebook or a follower on Instagram or a viewer on YouTube, that's not the real world. Yeah. Because somebody says a comment on your joint on the gram does not mean they're a friend or a cool person. We got to get better at being measured at how we let people in our lives, because, bruh, you don't know who's running around here with unresolved trauma or unfiltered demons. We got to be more careful about how we let in our life. Yeah. I'm not saying that she was frivolous in that. I'm just saying this is my learning from this scenario. From that situation. I got to look at Steve twice now. He's dangerous. Yeah, he follows Candice Owens.
Yeah.
He said I ain't relevant.
A harmless man is a dangerous man, because he's not.
Because nobody expects him to be harmful.
There you go. See, harmless men are the wolf in sheep clothing. Until a
serial killer.
Until a man is willing to explore his capacity for evil, you'll never know who he is holistically. You'll always know, because we just try to go for good, and we masquerade around and try to be good, knowing that evil always looms.
Yeah, you talking about the guy that wears a blue tie but really got a red shirt underneath.
Come on, man.
Or they wear a Black Lives Matter T-shirt and got a
White Lives Matter underneath.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, the hood in their back pocket.
Yeah, so
because once if a person never exposed their motives, they seem harmless.
Yeah, they seem. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know who you are. I want to see who you are when I give you a little bit of friction. When I brought up against you a little bit, to see how you react. Like, I want to see, because you don't know if you love somebody until you have to love somebody.
Yeah.
It's not hard to like somebody who likes you. It requires nothing.
Right. No, that's a fact.
Yeah, love is when somebody's unlovable, my boy. Yeah. They need the love because they're unlovable. And your love is the thing that they need when they're not displaying that thing. So they need your love when they're unlovable.
Yeah. It's easier to love when the sun is outside.
Absolutely.
But when it's cloudy and it's raining like it is right now, that's when you really show up.
That's why, another name I got is pressure. I love pressure. Pressure. I mean, pressure. Being pressure. Like, I'm absorbing it. Like, living under that. Being my own expectations. You know what I mean? Doing that. It's rain outside, and I think we're going to end the podcast, people.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Man, this was good, man. We had, conspiracy theory. Y'all talking crazy. Y'all mocking me.
He means we.
You talking crazy about Nelly and MC Hammer. Man, that was the craziest part of the podcast.
It's going to be so funny. I can't wait.
We're doing a poll, bro.
I can't wait till that clip get on there. And people going to be like, yeah, but Nelly really was a bubblegum rapper, but he made a lot of money. I hear people say it about Eminem, and we know he's not a bubblegum rapper. Oh, man. I've heard. I'm not going to say his name.
Who?
Oh, no, I won't do that. I will not do that.
Who?
No, I will not do that.
You done piqued our interest now.
But say it, bro.
But I've heard people say that about Eminem, and we know that.
But who name you going to say, though?
Nobody's.
Come on, bro.
No, so
you've been saying all this stuff all night, and now you're saying I'm not going to say his name. Who are you talking about?
All I'm saying is Nelly was great for that era, but that was it. it was really just great for that era. Nobody's listening to Nelly. Nobody's cranking up an old Nelly CD right. Nobody.
What did Nelly do to? What did Kyrie do to you? What did Nelly do to you?
He didn't do anything
My
to
goodness.
me. I listened to it.
Like,
and so I'm gonna make the point again because you went there and said woo woo woo. You talking about artists of certain times, and I just want to let you know
what I was alluding to.
There is people
Let's
in
make
every
sure we get
era.
me on the record right.
There's people
Let
in
me
every
get on the record
era.
right. What I was alluding to was the complexity of the lyrics or the intellectual capital that looms that y'all say that is missing in our generation. And that's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about.
But I also showed you how he didn't actually have a complex lyric.
Okay, but my point is that you guys had soulful music that touched the soul.
Okay, go ahead.
I said you guys had soulful music that touched the soul, so it does stick with you. But there's a different vibe now. We're in a different generation. We think differently. We do things differently. We vibe differently, man.
Man, you know what?
Man,
Thank God for J. Cole.
Golly.
Kendrick Lamar.
Steve don't like J. Cole no more, so.
I never liked J. Cole. I didn't. Friday Night Lights is his best work. I give him that. But I never connected. Friday Night Lights is his best work to me.
Yeah. You don't like Forest Hill Drive?
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, and Forest Hill Drive, too. But Friday Night Lights and Forest Hill Drive.
Man.
That's my two. But, I mean, J. Cole, he's cool.
He's cool?
He's cool. Mm-hmm. He's cool. I mean, he's all right. He's elite. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's not my GOAT.
So he's cool and all right and elite is three different things.
So personally, to me, I don't connect with J. Cole like that. But
that's well said. That's well said.
Another name I got. Another name. I'm Mr. Objective. I am. I'll step back and say he's a talent. Might be generational.
I think
you
struggled.
No, I'm being honest. No, what I'm doing is separating my personal listening likes for what he is and what I can acknowledge that he's super dope. And what I'm saying, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, he said that before.
He's not my guy.
He said that before.
You're my guy.
He's mentioned that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You're my guy.
Oh, really? I get a guy?
I tried to get you, but you came too slow. I was going to walk away from you, being honest. I didn't want to lie to you. God, I was trying to repent.
But that's why
y'all subscribe, but I was trying. I'm being honest. I was going to try.
I knew you was.
I was trying to
but that's why I hesitated.
But you went slow though. That's why it's always important to have patience. Tim, don't cut the music on.
Yeah. I'm a chess player.
Patience is a virtue.
I play chess.
It is.
You do.
Oh my God.
Chess has absolutely nothing to do with life. Please stop using that example. Just being honest.
Okay.
It doesn't.
It has nothing to do with life.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the most.
You think it does?
Overused example in the world.
Understanding moves. No.
You think it does?
I don't think
he can break it down for him.
I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with life, but I think that people actually play chess in life.
The metaphor doesn't really.
First things first, do me and you start with the same number of pieces?
Say that again, Keegan.
Do me and you start the same number of pieces?
Sometimes you might just be one piece. But that doesn't mean you're not playing chess.
Answer the question.
That doesn't mean that you're not playing chess.
Now he dancing. Now he did.
No, I'm not dancing.
Now he tap dancing right now.
No, I'm not dancing.
That's your Keegan asked you a question.
I'm not dancing.
We don't need the deep answer.
No.
He just asked you a question.
Everybody doesn't start.
Okay.
Everybody doesn't start with the same number of pieces in life for real. But sometimes you could just be one of the pieces. It doesn't. And so sometimes it doesn't matter what your actual start is. It's your goal to actually be able to control the board.
Okay.
Do we start with the same type of pieces?
No. So sometimes you can be the smallest, but that smallest piece on the board has the potential of becoming the greatest piece on the board.
And so with these pieces in real life, do some of your soldiers always do what you say do?
Repeat that for me. I think my answer is sacrifice, but I want to make sure I understood the question.
Hey, man, we out, man.